Humans by their very nature are inquisitive. Ask anyone if they want to know what happens when we die, and 9 times out of 10, you'll get a yes. Some of us follow a certain religion that pertains to hold the answers, while others will believe that's it for you when you die. 2 short films, The Egg and The Answers, attempt to answer these questions through their own interpretations. I'm going to apply 3 of Raskin's 5 parameters of story design to them to see why they are such good short films and why the audience can easily connect with the characters. Raskin's first parameter states that choices made by the characters have consequences. In The Egg, a story by Andy Weir and adapted in this instance by Tag Herven, a young man chooses to follow an older man who at first identifies himself as God
Det är jag som är Gud.
and later as his parent.
Du är mitt barn.
He chooses to ask this all-knowing man questions that he could never find the answer to when alive.
Meningen med livet. Meningen med att jag skapade universum är att du ska mogna.
Du menar hela mänskligheten? Du vill att vi ska mogna?
Nej, bara du.
Because he follows and asks the questions, he learns the unobtainable answers.
Så universum är bara ett ägg.
The same concept can be seen in The Answers by Michael Good. Nathan, our main character, asks a series of questions that he could never possibly find the answer to while alive.
What about that one time? What's the closest I came to getting attacked by a shark?
And sees the answers as snippets of his past,
What happened to Sam?
leading him to regret certain decisions that he's made.
Is this really the end?
Because the characters ask questions, they grow philosophically and understand their place in the universe, and that ultimately, this knowledge is worthless. The stories show us that the decisions we make affect not just ourselves, but those around us. Raskin's second parameter states that characters should remain consistent with a central core that defines them, but that their actions should never be easily predictable. The young man's character is full of questions. In fact, everything he says is a question or can be interpreted as a question. We as an audience can identify with him because he asks the questions we ourselves ask. His character remains consistent because even after being presented by all of this information, he still chooses to move on to his next life. The older man, laughably identifying himself as God,
Det är jag som är Gud.
consistently answers questions matter-of-factly.
Inom dig har du all kunskap och alla erfarenheter från dina tidigare liv. Du kommer bara inte ihåg dem just nu.
This, in conjunction with his attire and all-knowing persona, work together to build a trustworthy character. Therefore, we as an audience find it easy to trust him. In contrast, Nathan's character is alone with his thoughts. He asks aloud his questions and is shown the answers through his mind. I'm guessing it's never actually explicitly shown that he interacts with anything in his afterlife. Throughout, he changes from a confident person asking innocent questions about his relationship to things.
Who stole my mongoose? Was Jessica Parcells cheating on me? How many people have I ever met?
To asking deeply personal and reflective questions about himself.
Out of every woman ever, who's the perfect one for me? No, in the history of mankind.
Therefore, we can see that he is just a man dealing with regret. This plays on our mind, as we all have choices and relationships in our own lives. Would life be different if I had stayed with her? Should I have done more to be a better person for those people that I love? Raskin's third parameter states that there should be a dynamic interplay between the image and the sound, that film should show, not tell. In this case, the egg does not follow the parameter, as its story is told through dialogue. Therefore, its concepts pertaining to what the young man are is solid. He is told, "You'll be reincarnated as a Chinese peasant girl in 500 AD, to mature." But what does this effect have on the way the story is told? Due to the philosophical nature of the film, the way it uses its set and setting first has us wondering about the room we find ourselves in, leading to questions such as, where is he?
Vem är du? Var är jag någonstans?
When the older man asks the younger man to come with him into the forest, there are literally no more distractions from a set, allowing us to focus more on the character reaction and interplay.
Allvarligt. Frågar du mig om meningen med livet?
In contrast, the answer asks questions, but we're told the answers through characters' interaction.
What was the bravest moment of my life? Nice.
The entity with the answers never talks directly to Nathan, choosing instead to show him what happened,
How many times did I masturbate?
reinforcing key scenes with additional dialogue if needed.
I couldn't leave it like that.
Hey.
Hey?
Therefore, we as an audience can draw our own conclusions from what we see.
I det här universumet finns bara du och jag.
In conclusion, through great storytelling and thought-provoking dialogue, these self-analytical short films personally make me ask more philosophical questions than it answers. The only way to truly find out what happens when we die is to experience it for ourselves, which will either be a great adventure, or literally, the end.